If you're a veteran, Massachusetts offers useful information for you at these websites: massvetsadvisor.com and mass.gov/veterans. To learn more, email the Franklin Post of the American Legion at mapost75@gmail.com. Community radio in the public interest. You're listening to WFPR-LP 102.9, Franklin Public Radio. You can listen online at WFPR.FM. We're so glad you could join us.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Franklin Planning Board, August 22nd. This meeting will be audio and videoed. The call-in number is 312-626-6799. Meeting number is 882-049-25733. We will open up the meeting with general business with Amigo School, Washington Street.
Mr. Chairman, Kevin Quinn with Quinn Engineering here on behalf of Amigo, Inc. My office prepared and submitted Form H requesting the board certify to a partial certificate of compliance. In the request, we identify milestone dates for intermediate completion of items, identified dates of October 31st, November 30th, and we'll close out the project January 31st. We did receive a memo from Beta last week identifying additional items that they picked up in their inspection. There's no reason we can't finish those items in our milestone schedule. If the board sees fit to issue a certificate tonight, we would have no difficulty with completing the items identified in Beta's memo for October 31st. That could be under the October 31st milestone.
Okay. We'll go to the Department of Public. Amy, do you have any comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was just going to say, so this project was approved back in June 17th, 2019, and I know that they've been working since that approval date. They did provide that partial Form H, and Beta has been out there to provide a report. So based on those items will need to be completed at some point on Beta's report, and I leave it to the board to determine if anything needs to be completed prior to the partial or that can wait until the final.
Okay, go to Mike, DBW. Do you have any comments, Mike?
Thank you. Actually, no, Beta looked, we're the one to review this plan. I saw Matt's memo there, and I didn't see anything that I had any issues with on the memo. I think they covered a lot of it.
Okay, then we'll go to Beta. Matt?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. We did visit the site and added what appears to be, it's a pretty extensive list of items to address, but I think as you read through it, a lot of them can really be lumped into punch list type items, such as installing or replacing plantings, repairing erosion and seeding, and general maintenance of the drainage system. There are a few others that require a little more effort, such as, the concrete dumpster pad and such. But I'd be happy to discuss any of the individual items with the board if they so choose.
Okay, I guess we'll go to the board. Anybody have any comments?
Through the chair.
Jen?
The one item that is of concern maybe in the more immediate term is the sloping and sudden drop off across the footbridge at the rear of the site. That's identified as a potential safety issue. None of these houses are occupied yet, right?
Correct.
So this will be addressed before occupancy of any of the units?
Yeah, I think that's one that Matt Crowley's office identified. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we think that's pretty minor. Okay. Our contractor has some work to do, but I don't think we'll have any difficulty resolving that. Certainly before the first milestone.
Okay, thanks. That's okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm trying to remember back, pardon me if I'm mistaken, but were you going to put railings on that didn't they come back for railings across that area that were gonna be determined in height by the building commissioner?
I think you're right.
Was that this project, Amy, do you remember that?
On the bridge?
Yeah, yep.
I'm pretty sure that's,
I'm
Pretty sure
vaguely
she's right.
remembering that was something, Matt, do you remember that?
I do recall there was some discussion about the bridge being modified to no longer being a bridge
Yeah.
and just being a crossing. I was trying to see if there was a formal approved document. I don't have the record of that on hand
I feel like
for what was done.
I feel like it was a minor modification that they came back several months back, and we discussed asking to have some railings put in.
yes. you're right on those.
They weren't very high. Just just remembering
Yeah,
back to when
yeah.
you were mentioning it being a safety issue.
Yeah.
If we could just revisit that one and check in.
Confirm, yeah.
I feel like it came back for a meeting previously. I just don't remember when, sorry. Let's see, trying to find it.
Anybody else?
Ben, Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind one more
Sure.
question. I guess my only other comment would be through Matt. Are any of these other items, anything that you would see being any life or safety issues before an occupancy is issued? If not, I don't have a concern that issuing a partial Form H with a recommendation to have the completion by October 31st of 2022 as suggested. By the gentleman.
Yeah, I didn't see anything out there that was really stood out to me as a real safety concern. Most of what we picked up on, like with the dead tree next to the walk there, and the shoulder being a little soft and steep next to the bridge crossing, those are pretty minor and pretty easy for them to address. So nothing really stuck out as a real safety issue.
Excuse me, Amy, should we activate Jay at this, or?
No.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go back to the applicant. So you're in your agreement with all getting everything done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So do I hear,
Make a motion to issue a certificate of partial completion with a recommendation that the items listed on Beta's observation report be completed by October 31st of 2022.
do I have a second?
And, sorry, and just look into the issue with the railings.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Very good. Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
good.
Item B, 115 Constitution Boulevard, for endorsement.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Chairman. They've submitted plans for endorsement. They added the certificate of vote onto the front page, which is required, and they've submitted the plans. There weren't any special conditions that they needed to be met prior to endorsement.
Make a motion to endorse 115 Constitution Boulevard.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All set on that. We have item C, meeting minutes, July 11th. After reading the minutes for July 11th, 2022, do we have any deletions or additions? Do I have a second?
Make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of July 22nd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No. July 25th, meeting minutes. After reading the meeting minutes of July 25th, do we have any additions or deletions? Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of July 25th.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay, so we will open up the public hearing, 710 of 105 Beaver Street. And I'll make a motion to waive the reading.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? No. Applicant?
Do you want to make a motion to
Oh,
have Jay
yes.
Mello participate?
I make a motion to activate Jay, the alternate, for a vote. May approach the mic, please. Hi.
Hi.
Second here. So go to Department of Community Planning. Amy, do you have any comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So they're in front of us tonight for our zoning bylaw, section 185-36 for impervious surface. Currently, in their zoning district, they're allowed 35%, where they are increasing it to 39.4%. We have a letter from our town engineer who has reviewed the plan. We have not asked Beta to take a look at this plan. I do want to note that the applicant has provided the special permit fee of $750, but has asked the site plan application fee be waived, which would have been $1,500.
Okay, we'll go to DPW. Mike?
Yes, thank you. So I reviewed the plan that was submitted, and I had some comments. So basically, in order to address the exceeding the maximum amount of impervious area, they're proposing to install a couple of infiltration chambers. So the way they were designed, they were designed to accommodate 1 inch of runoff on the site for the area of the paved existing court area and the proposed pavilion. Looking at the bylaws, I asked that they provide a statement from a professional engineer indicating that the stormwater runoff will not be increased following development. And they did submit a letter. I did see that today. It's from their design engineer. So I guess the only thing I would recommend that if the board does approve it tonight, that there be a condition that the design engineer verify the existing soil conditions when they go to construct it, just to verify what's there and they have the separation of groundwater. There were no requirements in the bylaw itself as far as to what storm they have to design it for, whether it's a 100-year storm, 25-year storm. They did do the first 1 inch of runoff, so it will accommodate that. Anything above that, there may be increased flow coming off the site, but it's they designed it for that 1 inch. The area of the existing court, I noticed, does sit a little bit lower than the road. I don't believe any runoff from that area there will be coming onto the town's right away at that point.
Okay, we have nothing from Beta. Do we have any comments from the board?
Yeah, through the chair. Just the letter that the engineer sent says we might want to consider conditioning it based on approval of the test pit, and then make adjustments from there. We want to include that as a condition.
I guess, sure.
Make sure it's covered.
Yeah.
I personally am okay with this as long as the amount of storm water on the site is not, or the runoff is not increased. There's no change, which is what the letter from the engineer is saying, but to Rick's point, the verification be included as a special condition. And then in terms of waiving the fee, I don't know, I'd like to discuss that with the board.
How do you feel? I'm all in favor of waiving the
Yeah, I
fee.
mean, if I personally, as a homeowner, not
Yeah,
like
it's a little steep.
a business or anything, they're
Yeah.
kind of doing the right
Yeah,
thing.
I
to
don't
buy the letter of the
Particularly
law.
have an issue with waiving the fee
I don't
myself.
have any-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is pretty simple,
Okay, so we'll
straightforward.
go back to just a comment to the infiltration system. There's none there now, so anything that they're going to do is obviously going to be 100% better. So I think that would be a plus. And so we'll go to the waiving of the fee. Do I hear a motion of waiving the fee?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, is it possible to hear a little bit from the applicant about this project?
Yes. Can you give us a little brief of what your plan is here?
The plan is to, we installed the in-ground pool last year, and part of our wish list was to have an area that was covered, so we could have shade. So that's why we're building the pavilion. To stay out of the sun.
When's the party gonna be?
I'm sorry?
When's the party gonna be?
When's the party?
If all are in favor, we'll have a party.
Is it a traditional roof construction, wood framing?
Yeah,
Asphalt shingle roof, or is it?
it's asphalt.
Okay.
shingle.
Yep.
It's a shed with no walls, basically.
Okay.
Okay. This is anybody on Zoom? I don't see nobody. Anybody in the audience? Please approach the mic and give us your name.
Yes, my name is Wayne Brodsky. A few years back, I went for a variance, and these people here refused me when I tried to get an 80-foot variance to build a duplex. And I needed it for a living area. And because they complained, and they're going for something that's a lot less impervious. I don't think that what they're looking to do is important enough to break the law. And I feel that they shouldn't get this permit because I was told that I couldn't get it because there was a complaint. Them and 2 other people complained, and I couldn't get my permit. So I feel that since I couldn't get it, they should not get it, and it's only right. I was told to back off of my permit because I couldn't get my building thing. And I'd say about 6 months or 8 months later, a real estate broker got his permit, and he got more relief in the same district on Union Street. So, and then he became, he had gotten the preference. So I feel, since his house is right across the street from mine, and he's asking for a big thing where I couldn't get my relief when I needed it the most, I feel that they shouldn't get theirs. And there's no reason for what they're going for right now. And I also feel that they'll probably make that thing an addition to their house later on. They'll probably close it up and make it an addition. And I don't think that what they're going for is what's needed. I was told by my building inspector, if I needed to have something done, put up a tent or an umbrella if I want to have something done. Because if I get a complaint from any of my neighbors, I can't get anything done. So I was told to put up an umbrella, and I think you guys can do the same thing. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anybody else in the audience? Please approach the mic, state your name.
Good evening, Joanne Downey. I abut the property of my neighbors here. My concern is I want that filtration system built for that 100-year storm, hopefully, because it is quite an incline from his property, into my yard also, which already floods exactly where, based on the filtration. You folks have a beautiful patio already in your backyard. Now you're gonna put one on the other side of the pool, I assume, I'm just not sure exactly what you're proposing. I didn't get any plans or anything like that, but my concern is the runoff on the water. You did just install a 7-foot wall on the corner of my property also. They increased it by 7 feet in most locations. But that's my concern, is the flow off, of the water, because I don't want my yard to be any more flooded If you put in a great filtration system, that would be great. But if you don't, then myself and my other next door neighbor are probably gonna incur a lot of water, a lot more water that we already get in our yard when it storms heavily. So,
Do you want a copy of the plan?
please. Thank you. So at this time, that's all I have to say. I'm just concerned about the runoff and the water because of the height. You know, I don't know, what's the difference, the slope between my yard and yours, do you know? Chris?
No, I don't know, but we're
Okay.
definitely
It
not.
is very high already.
Well, we're not gonna increase the runoff, we're gonna infiltrate it. So it's gonna be completely captured.
That would be great.
Okay, that's what we're gonna
That's all I'm looking for. But, and they have a beautiful yard, and whatever they need to do, I have no problem with them, as long as it's not going to affect my property when we get that 100-year storm or something, so. All right, thank you.
do. You're welcome.
One other quick thing, Beaver Street has a lot of problems with water right now, and especially around my street between Reed and Beaver, and there's a lot of water rushing into the storm drains, and what I'm also worried about is that. So right now, we do have problems there, and water is getting into my driveway and flooding my driveway as it is.
Have you notified the DPW?
I've told them, but there's nothing you can do about it. That, you know, that's the way that they shape the streets around there. And the water comes down Beaver, because it's, you know, it's coming down, and it's also coming down on Reed. They reshaped the whole area. I just, you know, it's bad enough the way it is now. They don't need what they're trying to propose. I couldn't get anything done when I wanted it done. And I think, you know, it's bad enough the way it is. Let's leave things as is. And as far as I'm concerned, they shot me down when I wanted my project. I think that, you know, I would have worked with them, but they shot me down.
Can I just say that he has the wrong people?
Not us, sir.
We've never objected to anything that.
We've never
anyone-
been here before.
Okay. Is there anybody else in the audience? And nobody on Zoom? Okay. So we'll go to the board. Anybody, any other comments?
Yeah, through the chair.
Sure.
Just a quick response to the gentleman in the back. Where I feel for your situation, it's not necessarily apples and oranges. You know, just because you got denied, we don't have the facts of that in front of us. That may have been through the ZBA versus the planning board. We're weighing this decision based on the facts that are presented to us by the engineer and the paperwork that we received. And it looks like, from what I see, that there's no additional runoff. It's going to actually minimize the impervious runoff. The coverage is going up, but the drainage is going to accommodate that.
plus the
So I feel
infiltration.
for your plight. It's not their fault. So,
Plus the infiltration system that's going in is gonna capture it all, so. Anyone else? Jay? You all set? Okay, so we,
Make a motion to close the public hearing?
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No?
Mr. Chairman, I propose that we make a motion to vote tonight. Is that acceptable?
All in
With a couple
favor?
conditions?
Yep.
Okay. So let's do the special permit vote first, Amy, is that accurate?
Sure.
Okay. All right, let's see. So this is a special permit to allow impervious surface increase to 39%, 39.4% under section 185-36. I'll read the special permit criteria. Proposed project addresses or is consistent with neighborhood or town need. And, we are adding, where's your pen for a second, sorry.
You can keep it if you need to.
Sorry. Yeah, my mistake.
Rick Power,
yes.
William David,
Yes.
Jennifer Williams,
Yes.
Beth Whirling, yes. Jay Mello,
Yes.
Rick Power, vehicular traffic flow, access and parking, and pedestrian safety are properly addressed. Rick Power,
Yes.
William David,
Yes.
Jennifer Williams.
Yes.
Beth Whirling, yes. Jay Mello.
Yes.
public roadways, drainage, utilities, and other infrastructure are adequate or will be upgraded to accommodate development. Rick Power.
Yes.
William David.
Yes.
Jennifer Williams.
Yes.
Beth Whirling, yes. Jay Mello.
Yes.
Neighborhood character and social structure will not be negatively impacted. Rick Power.
Yes.
William David.
Yes.
Jennifer Williams.
Yes.
Beth Whirling, yes. Jay Mello.
Yes.
Project will not destroy or cause substantial damage to any environmentally significant natural resource, habitat, or feature, or if it will, proposed mitigation, remediation, replication, or compensatory measures are adequate. Rick Power.
Yes.
William David.
Yes.
Jennifer Williams.
Yes.
Beth Whirling, yes. Jay Mello.
Yes.
Number, height, bulk, location, and siting of buildings and structures will not result in abutting properties being deprived of light or fresh air, circulation, or being exposed to flooding or subjected to excessive noise, odor, light, vibration, or airborne particulates. Rick Power.
Yes.
William David.
Yes.
Jennifer Williams.
Yes.
Beth Whirling, yes. Jay Mello.
Yes.
Water consumption and sewer use, taking into consideration current and projected future local water supply and demand and wastewater treatment capacity, will not be excessive. Rick Power.
Yes.
William David.
Yes.
Jennifer Williams.
Yes.
Beth Whirling, yes. Jay Mello.
Yes.
The proposed use will not have adverse effects which overbalance its beneficial effects on either the neighborhood or the town in view of the particular characteristics of the site and of the proposal in relation to that site. Rick Power.
Yes.
William David.
Yes.
Jennifer Williams.
Yes.
Beth Whirling, yes. Jay Mello.
Yes.
Okay. And with that, make a motion for a special condition that, let's see. The approval on test pits, should be inspected, inspect the soil condition prior to the system installation, make any necessary design modifications prior to the installation of any systems, for stormwater or infiltration. Is that accurate?
Yeah, perform a test pit, verify soil conditions.
Thanks, Jay. Yeah. And then I think there was another one, let's see. Actually, I think that's the same one. Yep, that was it.
Okay, so do I have a motion to vote? No?
No, because that's all we needed was accepting that condition. We
Okay.
voted to
Okay.
approve, right?
Yeah, you gonna vote on that condition?
We have to vote.
Motion
Yeah.
for that condition.
Yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? No. Good.
Good?
All set.
Is that it, Amy? You good?
All set.
Good?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And then we have, open up a public hearing for 175 East Central Street that has been continued.
They're requesting for September 12th.
Make a motion to continue 175 East Central Street to September 12th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Do I make a motion to, do we have any other comments?
I don't have any comments tonight.
I knew-
It's the middle of summer, let's all enjoy the last few weeks before
So-
we head into fall.
You have a question, sir?
Yeah, why was it extended again?
Franklin Ford?
I think
The applicant requested it because they weren't prepared to provide new drawings or site plans. So they're in the process of putting together, we haven't seen anything change from the last comments of the meeting. So they will have revised plans that will be submitted for the next meeting. They had nothing to discuss with us tonight to show us if any changes that has been requested through our engineers and comments from the board.
All right.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No one's gonna oppose.